I'm going to go back in time here, version history, because I want to just do a point system. Now, this really matters if you're doing a large class point system, this version history, in case you ever mess something up, because your students' points matter a lot to them. I have my point system ready to go. People are getting points. The way I would use this form in class, so you can start with just the names going through. Here's the form we are using with the student points. I like to have this Google form on a Raspberry Pi, which is just a mini computer. But if that kind of scares you, that's fine. You could use any computer as long as it's something that has this Google form ready, and just attach a scanner to it. You can use one of these barcode scanners. It's a USB to plug in, and you just Google barcode generator to make whatever code you want. I upgraded to this scanner because I can use QR codes on it. It was a little bit more work than the hand scanner, but I think it looks cooler. Really, the secret is here. It doesn't matter what scanner you use. It's just sending a random code in that you check. What really matters is the student's name, as you've already seen. So I like to print them off with different codes on each one, so it sets up a currency. I, in fact, won't even have a keyboard attached to whatever computer or Pi I'm using. I will just have that scanner and a mouse. So they use the mouse to click their name, and they scan their code after clicking this box right here, and it will type the code in for them. 1124. And they submit it, and that goes right to me. Then I can see all the codes and check to make sure that the codes I'm giving are the codes they are using. This is a picture of my setup here, so they can use the mouse, use that scanner, press submit, and then put the money in the box there. That way I can cycle the points back out after. That is in class. Have them scan a code, choose their name, easy peasy. Now, if you want to have the control like a reward system on your phone, you want to add another sheet. So add sheet at the bottom, the little plus. And you're going to paste those names again in the exact same order. I paste those names on this new sheet, put in some titles to keep it organized. And I'm going to be using that exclamation idea from before so that these points can have an effect on my other page. So as I'm in class, these students are doing good things. So I'm giving them points on my phone on a Google Sheet. I put the points onto this page, and I'm going to make sure they affect this page on the forums. So in Chris's section, I put equal sheet 2 exclamation. This is why I changed the names to make it easier. Sheet 2 exclamation will activate that other page. And I need C2 because that is the coordinate on sheet 2 that has Chris's points. Now that those 2 points will affect Chris for given points. And if I copy paste that all the way down, you'll see everyone else's extra points in. Now I need to get like a sum of the points online and the points I've given. So we're going to insert another column, insert column. And in this column, I'm going to put sum of, so equal sum of, in Chris's case, equals sum of F2 and G2. So F2 colon G2 with a summary of those two columns. And make sure I have a bracket on the end there. And then that was the sum of F3 G3. So I have to go back in there and change it. See, you can't break it. If you just click on it, you'll be able to change those and it doesn't really affect anything. So have no fear. Enter. Now Chris's 4 points show up because it summarizes the two columns on the side Again, I can copy paste those all the way down. So it starts summarizing all the points. I could do the same summary thing here. I could have a row of points here if I wanted to make sure. Instead of just like putting the points in like this, I could actually make it a summary of this whole row. So maybe we should do that. Put another column in here. All right. Sure. I'm going to take all of these points here. I'm just going to throw them over here. And then I'm going to call this C, because this is the one it's looking at. I'm going to make it a summary of equals sum of D2 colon to I2. Now it's a full column of points. Anytime I put any points in on any of those, it's going to go there. So, let's say this week I give some more points out. It's going to update there. And then over here, those affect total points over here because the given points are adding there. So it's almost better to have it that way, I guess. Have a summary of points, and these are the ones, C2 to C8 are going over here to given points. Two different ways of giving students points. Yeah, I have a Google Sheet on my phone. I can just throw these points in different columns and know that they're affecting my students' scores. So our last piece here is you probably want to know how to show the students their points, or else they're going to be asking you 30 times a day, how many points do I have? This is the main part that we're worried about. I'm going to bold it just so I always know this is my main score, right? This is my full score. I'll highlight it. I'm going to press Insert, Chart. I really like to use these gauges here because they show all the total points. Kind of a nice way, it's easy for students to understand. So I've got this total point thing here that I can definitely move around where it's not in the way of everything else. I press the three dots in the top, publish the chart. I can send the link out or embed it on a class website or something. Publish. There's my code to paste either on a Google site. I like to embed it on a Raspberry Pi or whatever, just so that it changes instantly, right? So if it's embedded, you take that code, put it wherever you'd like, and as these change, your students will get a change in score as well. Here's an example of my screen in class with the score. I use a thing called Yodec. I download it right to a Raspberry Pi. It's like a kiosk. You literally could just use your screen in class, like your projector, your teacher page. You could just go right to that chart and show the points if you wanted at recess time. Thank you for listening to my rambling. I hope you've got something out of it. Be sure to just make it your own. Try things out. If you have any questions, be sure to drop me a line. Take care.